1049 WTKM FM Hartford presents the Hartford Orioles High School Game of the Week. Tonight, the Hartford Orioles take on the West Bend East Suns. Tonight's action is sponsored by
Forte Bank, Zern Building Products in Allenton, Watertown, Cedarburg, and Franklin, R.S. Semler and Associates Insurance, Eastside Lumber Company, and Schnorrberg's Floor Covering.
Now, live to call all the action from West Bend, here's Nick Detman.
Good evening, high school sports fans. It's week 4 of the high school football season. Tonight, it's Hartford Union on the road against the East Suns in West Bend. Good evening, folks. My name is Nick Detman. Again, here in West Bend to check out Hartford Union on the road in week 4 of high school football action and the second week of North Shore Conference action against the undefeated West Bend East Suns. Earlier this week, I heard Tom Jeffrey got a chance to chat with both coaches of this from tonight's game, John Redders and Jeff Rondorf. Let's take a listen to them. Well, first, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to high school football on your community station. For local news and information, 104.9 WTKM and streaming online at WTKMnews.com. Back here in West Bend for week 4 of high school football featuring your Hartford Union Orioles against the West Bend East Suns. I want to thank Tom for taking a couple minutes to chat with coaches John Redders and Jeff Rondorf heading into tonight's game. Realize both coaches have JR as initials. That's kind of funny. So, again, week 4 of the high school football season. It's hard to imagine we're already halfway through the season. So, conference play kicked off last week for pretty much just about the entire state. So, last week, Hartford took on Whitefish Bay. Game they won 35-21 to up their record to 2-1 overall, which couples with a win 41-29 against Germantown in week 2. And then in the week 1 was the loss to Waukesha West 42-14. John Redders leads the Orioles. It's his 8th season at the helm. He sports a 58-23 record as the head coach of the Hartford Orioles. Since he took over in 2016 as the head coach, the Orioles have made the postseason in each season, give or take if you want to count the COVID season of 2020. But last year, Orioles finished 8-3 and trying to get back to the postseason for a 7th straight season. West Bend East is led by Coach Jeff Rondorf. He is in his 10th season at his alma mater. He is 39-49 overall. The Suns are 3-0 coming into this game as they are the lone undefeated team in the North Shore Conference. They beat Waterford right here in West Bend in week 1, 28-7. And then in week 2, to round out non-conference play, they beat Sheboygan South 28-14. And then last week, to open conference play, they won a gritty game against Nicolay 14-6. Hartford still trying to figure out its quarterback situation, as you heard Coach Redders talk about in the pregame show. Right now, both guys, Bennett Klages and Connor Ford, really just doing a great job playing quarterback. There's not one guy that has separated himself, as you heard Coach Redders talk about just a few moments ago. So until somebody does, they're going to stick with the 2-quarterback system. And depending on a lot of things, that can be good or it can be bad. But when you got 2 quarterbacks that are playing really well, you certainly want to stick with the hot hand and go with that. And that's what the quarterback situation has presented itself here for Hartford here through the first 3 weeks of the season. On the ground, Kason Boudwine leads the Orioles in rushing with 38 carries, 274 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Reed Genders has also 28 rushes for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns. Genders is also a threat to catch the ball as well, leading the team with 10 receptions, 175 yards, which is 4th in the North Shore Conference, and 2 touchdowns. Looking at the East Suns, coming into this game, they're led at quarterback by Owen Carlson, who's 11 from 18 for 143 yards and a touchdown this season. The Suns use a 2-back formation, or a 2-headed running back attack, led by Cutler Schmidt. He has 51 carries and 382 yards rushing, which is 2nd in the North Shore Conference, and 3 touchdowns. Last week against Nicolay, the East Suns, a game they won 14-6. Schmidt ran 15 times for 104 yards and a touchdown. The other key running back for the Suns is Caleb Shep. 43 carries, 302 yards rushing, and 4 touchdowns. Last week had 12 carries, 454 yards. Receiving the ball, Pierce Rummel is their leading receiver at 8 catches for 180 yards, which is third in the North Shore Conference. But when you're looking at East overall, Caleb Sept and Cutler Schmidt are really the key pieces for the East Suns, both offensively and defensively, as both of those players lead also this team in tackles as well. East, when we're getting a chance to watch them on film earlier this year, or either this week, definitely loves to run the football, and they've got big guys up front that know how to do it too and clear the path for the running backs out of the backfield. So that has always been a good matchup for East over the last several years, is the size of their offensive linemen and their defensive linemen have always been tough matchups for every team that they've played, which is another reason for the 3-0 start overall and 1-0 in the North Shore Conference. Hartford has dominated this series of late, winning 7 of the last 9 matchups, which include 2 matchups in the postseason in 2017 and 2018. Hartford averages almost 300 yards rush, or 300 yards of total offense, while surrendering about 350 yards of offense by their opponents. And for East, 346 yards of total offense on average and 175 on defense. We're just a few moments away from kickoff here in West Bend for Week 4 of high school football between the Orioles and the Suns. You're listening to high school football on your community station. For local news and information, 104.9 WTKM and streaming online at WTKMnews.com.
High school sports on WTKM FM Hartford.
Good evening, high school sports fans. It's Week 4 of high school football featuring the Hartford Union Orioles on the road in West Bend to take on the undefeated East Suns. Again, my name is Nick Detman, here carrying you through this one. We're going to provide you the live coverage of the Orioles and the Suns. Hartford's going to get the ball first to start this football game, so that means that the Orioles are going to send out their offense again, led by Owen Carlson. Check that, looking at the wrong sheet. There we go. Bennett Klages is the quarterback for the Orioles, as well as Connor Ford, as you heard in the pregame show. Hartford really hasn't quite figured out the quarterback situation, only because the 2 guys that they've pegged for quarterback are playing so well. So you're going to see both guys really emphasize and get involved in the offense here. Kason Boudwine is going to be the heavy hitter on the ground, leading with 274 yards and 4 touchdowns while carrying the football. When you look at East, they are big up front. They average close to 270 pounds across the front of their offensive line. And it's going to pose definitely some challenging issues up front for the Orioles, at least in their front 7. Over the years, the East Suns have done a really good job in building an offensive line that really can impose their will, which is why they are so good at running the football. This season, they're averaging close to 260 yards of rushing per game this season. Again, Hartford comes in 2-1, coming off a 35-21 win against Whitefish Bay to kick off conference last week in Hartford. In Week 1, the Orioles lost to Waukesha West 42-14, and then rebounded in Week 2 to finish out non-conference with a 41-29 win at Germantown. The next 3 after tonight, the Orioles will host Homestead on Thursday the 14th, a game that you can hear right here on 104.9 WTKM, as well on the stream, WTKMnews.com. Homestead picked up the huge win last week against Slinger in what could be a very important game in determining who's going to win the North Shore Conference. So we're going to see that again tonight and then possibly next week as well. So key stretch of game here for Hartford, Homestead, and West Bend East as they start to try and separate themselves and who's going to win the North Shore Conference and build momentum toward the postseason. West Bend East comes in 3-0 overall with wins against Waterford 28-7, 28-14 against Sheboygan South, and then a gritty 14-6 victory at Nicollet last week to get them to 3-0 overall and 1-0 in the North Shore Conference. Cutler Schmidt and Caleb Sept are going to be the 2 names you'll probably hear a lot tonight for West Bend East, as they are the top 2 running backs for the Suns at 382 yards and 302 yards respectively. but they also lead the team in tackles on defense at 31 for Sept, 29 for Schmidt, and both had 10 tackles last week against Nicolay. Ian Gates is going to kick the ball off for the East Suns, and Hartford's going to get the ball to start here. We got two receivers that are waiting for the football at the 5-yard line. Hartford's going to be going from left to right on your radio dial. 62 degrees, very little wind, about 1 mile an hour at kickoff, and the ball is up and away. And it's returned at the 10. That's Aiden Fry's got past the 25, across the 30, gets close to the 33-yard line, and that is where he's brought down. Return of 23 yards to start the game here for the Orioles, and Hartford will go on offense to start this football game.
Orioles begin first down and 10.
So first and 10 for the Orioles at the 33-yard line. Again, just beautiful early fall day for a high school football game. 63 degrees to 1 mile an hour on the wind gust. So I got three receivers at the top, 4 Hartford, 1 at the bottom. Here's the snap out of the shotgun. With that is Ford. Gets it to the left side, and he's brought down. He's going to be dropped for about a 4, maybe even 5-yard loss to the 28-yard line. On the play, Ford loses his helmet, so he is going to have to come off on this play. And coming in his place is going to be Bennett Clagies, a 6'2.5", 170-pound junior for the Orioles under center. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 for Hartford. Tight formation, one receiver to each side, shotgun, running back behind Clagies at quarterback. Motion from left to right. There's the snap. Handoff is up the middle, across the 30, almost back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little past. Gets it to the 34-yard line. That's Kason Boudwine with the carry for the Orioles. So it's going to set up 3rd and long. We're going to say about 3rd and 9 on the first try of the game for the Orioles. So 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, shotguns formation. Snap low. Clagies looking for his right. Check that. That's Ford. Gets a pass. It's dumped short. That is to Reed Genders, but he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him about 2 yards back. So they're 3 and outs here for the Orioles on offense to start. It's going to be the 4th and 12, and that's going to bring on the punting unit for the Orioles. So Hartford gets behind the 8 ball with a 5-yard loss on first down, and they are not able to get a first down on the first drive of the game, and they're going to punt this one away. East waiting for the snap, and the kick is blocked. Can't see. And the ball is recovered by the Suns at the 10-yard line. The punt was blocked by the Suns. And the East Suns are going to get fantastic field position here on their first drive. Special teams miscue for the Orioles on their first punt attempt of the night. And the Suns are setting up pretty. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line after the punt is blocked. Trotting onto the field for the Suns is Owen Carlson. He's a 6'1" senior quarterback. Going to lead the troops onto the field. 1st and goal for the Suns. 2 receivers are to the left at the bottom and 1 up top. There's the snap. Handoff is to the right, but Hartford is right on top of it. That was Caleb Shep on the carry. It's going to be dropped for a couple of yards. Well, it looks like they're going to put it right between the 13 and the 14-yard line. So good job by Hartford on the first defensive play to drop East back a couple of yards, so it's going to be a 2nd and goal now from the 13-yard line. Okay, tight formation here for East. 2 backs, the quarterback, and got 1 receiver to the left. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle, boost to the left, cross the 10, gets close to the 5-yard line. And that is Caleb Shep with the carry. Going to mark him just across the 5-yard line, so we'll give him the 5-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd and goal at the 5 for the Suns. This would be a big stop for East or for Hartford if they can get the stop here, but I can see West Bend East going for it on 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. So no receivers, double tight formation. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle, and Hartford is on top of that. That was Sept again at the 5-yard line, no gain. It's going to set up 4th and goal at the 5. Let's see what East decides to do here. And it looks like they are going to go for it on 4th and goal. So Carlson's got the play from Coach Jeff Rondorf. Let's see what East comes up with here. Hartford's got a chance to make a big stop after the punt block on the first possession. Full house backfield. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Hartford putting on pressure. There's a passer open underneath, and it is dropped. And Cutler Schmidt could not come up with the pass. He was open. He could have made it into the end zone, but that's a big stand by the Hartford Union Orioles on defense after the big turnover on the punt block on the previous possession. Set up 1st and goal at the 10 for the Suns. So now Hartford's going to get their second chance with the football. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line, 95 yards away from their from the end zone. But more importantly, they kept East off the scoreboard after giving up the 1st and goal on their first possession. Here's the snap. Hartford with the snap. And it's a handoff up the middle. That was Bennett Clagies with the handoff. Got up to about the 13-yard line. First down. Second down and 7 now for the Orioles. So Clagies is at quarterback for the Orioles. Very tight formation for Hartford on the handoff. There's the play, and that is to Jacob Bauer. Good carry out past the 15-yard line. That's going to be a first down, so it gives Hartford some breathing room on their own side of the foot on the field. So it's 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Hartford quickly coming up to the line for the next play. Snap, handoff up the middle. A lot of search there for Hartford and for East. Boudwine, the ball carrier, gets it out to the 19-yard line, so really only a gain of a yard. Sets up 2nd and 9. So 6:50 left here in the opening quarter. There's the snap. Fake is the handoff. Open is Jacob Bauer, but overthrown is on the play to across the 30-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd and 9 at the 19-yard line. So 6:42 left here in the opening half. Or the opening quarter, excuse me. All right, Hartford did not convert their first 3rd down. They're faced with 3rd and 9 on this play.
3rd down and 9.
Shotgun formation now for Hartford. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the backfield behind the quarterback. There's the low snap. Roll out to the left. Here's a pass by Clagies. Complete at the 30-yard line. That's past the first down marker. Making the catch is Dominic Safidi, and that's going to be a big 3rd down conversion for the Orioles, and they're going to keep the sticks moving. That's their first 3rd down conversion for 1 for 2 so far. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line are the Orioles. This drive started at the 5. They got a couple first downs. Now they're starting to move the ball a little bit. Receiver on each side of the formation, 1 back in the backfield behind the quarterback. Here's the snap. Handoff is up the middle, right into a cloud of players. And Boudwine is on the ball carry. Does get a couple yards. We'll give him 2 yards on that play. Gets it to the 32, so 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Just halfway through the first quarter, no score on this one. Hartford has the ball for the second time tonight. Again, 1 receiver to each side. Receiver comes from left to right in motion. Here's the and a pitch, and it's fumbled. And he's got to scramble for it. It's back to the 15-yard line, and East is all over it. unable to corral it in was Reed Genders. He came across in motion. The pitch was to him, and he just couldn't handle it. That is a huge loss. It was at the 33-yard line. Now the ball is back to the 16. A loss of 17 yards on that play. It's going to set up third and a mile. So 3rd and 27 officially. There's the snap. Play action, setting up the screen, maybe, and it's incomplete. Check that. That was 2nd down. Or was it 3rd? Yeah, and the scoreboard and the yard marker on the other side were a little different. So that was a 3rd down play. So the Hartford Warriors are now going to be punting. Yeah, last time the Hartford punted, they had it blocked. So it's hopefully the Orioles get their straightened out here on their special teams. East return man standing just about midfield, maybe to his own 45-yard line. Now he's still kind of backing up a little bit. Punt formation for the Orioles. There's the snap. Quickly balls away, and there's a flag. And there's a flag on the far side. I see it's going to be a legal procedure, and that's going to be on the Orioles. So that's going to push them back 5 yards. So they're going to try the punt again. East was pretty close in getting to that punt as well. So it's going to be officially it's going to be 4th and almost 30 yards. So the Hartford punter is now standing about 2 yards inside his goal line, while East stands at Hartford's 47 awaiting the punt. And punt is away. It's high, but it's short, and it's going to drift toward the left sideline. Or Hartford gets the punt out to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 43. East Suns are going to take over. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to high school football on your community station for local news and information, 104.9 WTKM, and streaming online at WTKMnews.com.
This is Tim Perman, president of Forte Bank. As your locally owned and operated financial institution, we've been cheering on the community for more than 100 years. When you bank with Forte Bank, your money is reinvested back into Washington County to support your favorite local businesses and community initiatives. With locations in Hartford, Slinger, and Richfield, our entire crew wishes all local athletes good luck this season.
Forte Bank, your community bank, your opportunity bank. Member FDIC.
High school sports on WTKM FM Hartford.
Back here in West Bend for Hartford Union and West Bend East football. 4:35 left and counting here in the first quarter. East took it 1st and 10 at the 43. Got a run of about 7 yards on 1st down. It's going to set it up 2nd and 3 for the Suns on the Hartford side of the field. No score, 4:20 left here in the first quarter. There's the snap. Handoff is up the middle. Not much there for the Suns. Hartford defense does a great job in plugging up the lane up front. And Caleb Sept looks like he was the ball carrier on that one, so no gain. It's going to be set up 3rd down. East 0 for 1 on their first drive. This is the second drive. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Suns on offense. 3:45 and counting, no score. And before we're going to get a play off, it's going to be a timeout. And it's going to be taken by the East Suns. We'll take it with them. You're listening to high school football on your community station for local news and information. 104.9 WTKM. And streaming online at WTKMnews.com.
Zurn Building Products has been Wisconsin's trusted and reliable supplier of quality building materials since 1953. Family run and passionate about creating a new standard in the trade. And thanks to your loyalty, what started as a team of just 5 has grown to over 200. You'll find our 4 expansive lumber yards complete with spectacular showrooms across Wisconsin. That's Allenton, Cedarburg, Franklin, and Watertown, where we're proud to build on our reputation for excellent service. Take a step inside. Find us at Zurns.com.
High school sports on WTKM FM Hartford.
Back here in West Bend at Carl Pick Stadium, week 4 of the high school football season, featuring the Hartford Union Orioles and the undefeated West Bend East Suns. 3:43 left in the first quarter, no score. Hartford has had 2 possessions, and they've picked up 2 first downs on their 2 drives. East now has the ball for the second time. It's 3rd and 3 at the Hartford 36-yard line. One receiver to the left, two behind in the backfield. Here's the handoff up the middle. That's going to be enough for a first down past the 30 to the 29, 28-yard line. Yeah, that's Caleb Sept with the carry, so it's going to be first and down for the Suns at the Hartford 28-yard line. So now East is 1 for 2 on first down. Here comes East back to the line. One receiver to the bottom, or to the left, two to the right. Here's the snap. Keeper by the quarterback. And it's going to go up the middle to the 25. Pile's still moving, but it looks like they're going to mark him down at the 25-yard line. So they're going to mark it for a gain of 3 yards on the play for the Suns. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Still no score between the Orioles and the Suns in high school football week 4. Two backs in a shotgun formation. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Here's the snap. Handoff to Shep. And they get it up to 21-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down marker by about 2 yards. It's going to set up 3rd and short for the Suns on this one. Officially, it's going to be 3rd and 2, or 3rd down and a short 3, or a 3rd down and a long 2, whichever way you want to look at it. Two receivers to the left, one to the right, one back next to the quarterback in the formation. Motion from left to right, or right to left, excuse me. Takes the ground the right side is the quarterback. He's across the 20 to the 15, pushed out of bounds at the 13-yard line. And Oren Carlson carries it for a gain of about 9 yards. That's going to be a first down for the Suns. 2 straight third down conversions, now 2 for 3 on the drive. 2 minutes even left here in the opening quarter, and the Suns are in the red zone. First and goal at the 12. So clock is stopped, 2 minutes left after the play out of bounds. First and 10 at the 12-yard line for the Suns. One receiver to the right, two backs in the backfield next to the quarterback. There's the snap. Quick handoff is up the middle, across the 10, close to the 5-yard line. And that was Cutler Schmidt with the carry. Out to the 5-yard line. It's going to be a couple of yards short. It's going to be 2nd and 7 at the 5. Need the 3-yard line for the first down. I want to give a shout out to the in-laws that are listening to the broadcast tonight out in Saginaw, Michigan. Here's Carlson under center. Here's the handoff to the left side, pushing the pile, and it looks like he's in. That is a touchdown for the East Suns. Cutler Schmidt, 5 yards, touchdown for the Suns, and the East Suns are on the board first here for this game to take a 6-0 lead.
Cutler Schmidt breaks the plane and gets the first score of the night for the Suns.
1:22 left here in the first quarter as the Suns break onto the scoreboard. 6-0 on a 5-yard touchdown run by Cutler Schmidt. Suns attempt the extra point. High snap, ball gets down, kick is up, away, and it is good. Your score is West Bend East 7, Hartford Union 7, 1:22 left here in the opening quarter. Thanks to our sponsors for supporting Hartford Union Orioles football. Those include Forte Bank, Zern Building Products in Allenton, Watertown, Cedarburg, and Franklin, RS Semmler Associates Insurance, Eastside Lumber Company, and Schnorenberg's Floor Covering.
Each extra point is good. Our new score, Suns 7, Orioles 0.
Next broadcast here for Hartford Union football is going to be on a Thursday night, so make sure you mark that on your calendar. So the Hartford Orioles will play Homestead on this Thursday, the September 14th. Coming up after that will be our next broadcast after that will be on Friday, September 22nd, when Hartford travels to Cedarburg to take on the Bulldogs. And then the next one after that will be the Orioles against West Bend West on the 29th. Here's the kickoff for West Bend East. High, but it's really short. Ball is misplayed. They were trying to catch it over the head, and Hartford has to jump on it. Ball's going to land inside the 10-yard line. And it's not a good start for Hartford in their special teams. They've got a penalty, a block punt, and now a missed field of a kickoff has really put the Orioles behind the 8 ball here in a couple of these possessions. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at just inside their own 10-yard line. 1:17 left here in the first quarter. East leads 7-0 on the Spartans. Not the Spartans, the Orioles. Tight formation. Here's the handoff over the right side through the right guard, just a couple of yards. Reed Genders carries the ball for the Orioles. Makes something out of it. Got a good, decent gain out of it on first down. Gets him about 4 yards to the 13-yard line. Sets up 2nd and 6 for the Orioles, deep inside their own territory. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. 7-0 East Suns. Snap, handoff is to the right side. Across the 15 of the Orioles to the 16, maybe 17-yard line. That was Reed Genders on the carry for the Orioles. Coming up on 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Orioles will probably have to run one more play here to finish off the first quarter. But it's 3rd and 1 for the Orioles at their own 19-yard line. Orioles 1 for 3 so far on 3rd down here tonight. Here's the snap. Handoff is right up the middle. Only needed a couple yards. Looks like they're going to get enough for the first down. And that should do it for the end of the quarter. Boudwine was the ball carrier. They needed 1 yard. They got 2 to the 20. Or did they not give them the 20-yard line? Yeah, they're now going to. There's a little confusion. Anyways, well, that's the end of the quarter. That we know that for sure. So West Bend East holds a 7-0 lead on the Hartford Union Orioles as we wrap up the first quarter. You're listening to high school football on your community station for local news and information. 104.9 WTKM and streaming online at WTKMnews.com.